So just so we have this correct, they trade Elias Lindholm, keep winning. They trade Chris Tanev, or did they win? Maybe they lost it. Anyway, trading players away. Zadorov certainly trading it and win. Then Tanev and then win. And now Hanifin. And go into Tampa Bay and beat the Lightning 6-3. Remember the last time Tampa was here? It was at the end of their road trip and they really didn't look very good. It's like, oh, well, they're tired. And that's not Tampa Bay that you usually see. But they had good on the Flames, took advantage. Well, they were not on the end of a road trip and they looked as bad or worse tonight. The Tampa Bay Lightning did.
I think that Tampa Bay team looks like a group that's wondering what direction they're supposed to go. They want a bit of a sign from their GM. Are we still good or are we tapping out? They look tired and a little, well, they don't look desperate.
Uncharacteristic. And we'll look at some of the goals, but Hedman, just the turnovers in their own end. Hedman looked like, he looked like he's got the entire team on his back. Flames win it by a score of 6-3. And for Huska and this coaching staff, what do we got tonight, Craig? What do we got for players? Pahal, somebody? Okay, throw him right in there.
Oh.
Who's this? Hanley? All right, put him in there. Pelche's in, and Pospisil's out, and Zeri's out, and Coronado's in.
Coronado, I'll use him.
And they're playing all the right notes. 10 wins in their last 14 games, despite all of this going on. It's not too shabby.
It's not shabby. You wonder, because it was talked about all year, if it's kind of been,
overblown or
no, I just mean that there's been a lot going on, but they've been distracted by it all year. So it's
nothing new.
It's nothing new.
Yeah.
Right. It's been on the plate that they've been dealing with all season. I don't know.
I don't know either.
We're kind of giving reasons. I don't really give them applause
because again,
sticking to it.
Yeah. We told you long ago we were going to be able to tell you what this team was and what the season was going to be
for sure by Christmas.
Yeah, for sure by Christmas. Now they get 2 points and they'll at least maintain. I know Nashville is playing Buffalo. We'll see how that one ends up, but it still feels like it's a huge task to try and get into this playoff picture. And as nice as this win was, you have a hard time believing that it can continue on for a whole lot longer.
But go 750 the whole way. They've been doing it and better. So
yeah,
I'm with you. It feels like there's always ebbs and flows to every team and every season. How do you finish off?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Oilers have done it. Is possible, but it just feels like it's too long. You've got to play too well for too long to make a playoff appearance.
So Tampa Bay did make a trade tonight. They pick up Anthony Duclair from the San Jose Sharks for a third and whatever. So Tampa Bay is getting some help there. It looked like they kind of needed some help. I don't know. You had said this looks like a team that's maybe played so much hockey that maybe it's catching up. Whatever it is, they looked out of sorts for sure tonight. That's another, I guess it's 5 goals because the one's an empty netter. 5 goals on Vasilevsky, who coming in had a 897 save percentage, I think, 896 coming into tonight's game. So his numbers are not great, and he's not able to bail them out on a night where they needed bailing out. Let's take a look at the Betway highlight of the night. Our buddies at Betway, get that Betway app on your phone, play along at home. A new career high for Mr. Igor Shir, which now gives him a new career high of 25, as I mentioned. Also now 45 points, in good shape to match that or break that with a number of games left. But special player. The shot is. I've mentioned this on the other show. It seems like some guys have to work so hard to get a shot off, to load it up, and he'll. It's really effortless, and he's beating goalies clean with this shot. The other one I said to you when we were watching, it's kind of a goal scorer's goal. It's kind of backdoor. It's a great play by Huberdeau, and it's kind of wide open net. But I think there's a lot of guys that are going to fumble that thing. Their butts, they're going to pucker right up and
panic with it.
Hit it into the goalie's pads, or shoot it wide, or miss the net, or hit the post, and he just put it right in the roof. It continues to look good for Craig Conroy now, as Sharangovich has had an unbelievable and playing center.
And playing center, I think I don't think we should overlook that.
Yeah.
Like they need centermen. And if
Mhm.
he could play this well at center, that's huge. You don't have to go find someone.
Yeah.
If you do get someone, it's great. You can move back to winger. You can do what you want. But for him to play this well at center takes some pressure off, I guess is a better way to say it.
And it's another one of the, well, it doesn't mean he's, he'll maybe go back to the wing next year. Or
just keep playing center really well.
Maybe just keep playing.
Just be a 30-goal guy at center.
Yeah. How do you get one of these guys? Yeah. I don't know if he's a long-term center.
He can't play center. Get him to the way.
But
whoa.
Dude, he's
leave well enough alone here.
Yeah, he has looked fine. So a 4-pointer for him tonight. Impressive stuff. So that is the Betway highlight of the night. Now with Betway, you can get a free bet up to $200 if your first bet loses. Here's how you do it. Create a new account, scan the QR code on your screen, and redeem your points. Place a bet, no minimum required. And if the bet loses, you'll get a refund of up to $200. You can use that money to bet on your favorite sports. Not available in Ontario, but there it is, that QR code. Again, create a new account, scan that QR code, and you'll be able to redeem your points. Betway coming through for you. How about Betway? Wanting you to do well. They want good things for you.
Giving it away.
It's just giving it away. I don't know how they stay in business. Don't know how they do it. It's a weird game in the Tampa, because I looked, they are now 3-9-1 in their last 13 games. They're a wild card team. And for so many years, it was, once they get to the playoffs, it's a different, just get them to the playoffs. Doesn't feel that way.
I don't agree with it either. Like, they had a lot of those playoffs run. They went to the finals against Colorado in a year where I thought they should have lost in the first round.
Yeah.
And then they kind of find their footing and battle through. Lots of hockey. I mean, you've watched teams over the years. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's to maintain that level of excitement, energy, discipline, very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I think they said they're still top 5 in scoring this year, whatever, the details sometimes are more important on the back end. They have the skill and the talent and the power play to score those goals, but to keep the puck out of the net takes a lot of work, a lot of attention to those details. Anyway, point being, I think they've played so much hockey, they're having a hard time maintaining and keeping the intensity.
Doesn't feel like they're a tweak away from really turning things around. It feels like
they look tired to me.
They look,
like I said, they're either tired or they look like a team that's waiting for the GM to make a splash and add to the room.
So as far as the Flames are concerned, we kind of, being tongue in cheek or whatever, cheeky about it. How are they doing it? Because they've deleted some very good hockey players out of their roster. Now, Kuzmenko goes in from the Lindholm, but it's a different position, different type of player altogether. And then you take Tanev and Hanifin. Now, Hanifin's been one game, and granted, they lost Monday to Seattle. Is it just that energy that you have when something's fresh and new that's hard to sustain, or might there be something with this collection?
There's probably something. Usually it's not one thing, right? And so some of the guys that left, well, they didn't want to be there. And in the room, guys know when guys don't want to be there. So subtracting those guys isn't as big an issue. Having kids come up and play. Pelche scoring. Coronado was around the puck.
He was buzzing out.
You had Zari and Pospisil that have added to the, the defensemen that are playing. Well, guess what they want?
Yeah, they want
an opportunity to play.
Yeah.
Like it's great for us. Well, and I think they are. I think they're 5-6 D-men are 5-6 D-men at best. I think they've got a 1 and a 2 maybe, and not even a prototypical 1. I think they've got 2 really good number 2s in Weegar and Anderson. Shillington's come along. But the rest of those guys, what they want to do? Well, this is my chance.
Yeah.
I got to play. This is great for me. This is wonderful. I'm going to get a chance to play, maybe earn more money and have a contract and a spot. So there's reasons for it, right? Whether they could do it over 82 games or what they are, I think, but they're still playing damn well. And I've said it lots. Huska, I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing it right.
Mm-hmm. So the pairings looked like this tonight: Weegar with Rasmus Anderson, Shillington with Pahal, and Gilbert with Joel Hanley. Remember, this is a guy that was picked up off waivers, that was up and down between Vegas and the Silver Knights, I guess. Tonight for Braden Pahal, +3, 21 minutes and 22 seconds. That's what. Come on, baby, give me.
You dream about.
Give it to NHL minutes.
I will take all you give. Please.
I'm a +3. I'm playing as hard as I can, and yeah, he'll stay in. I'm just trying to. Now, Denny Gilbert did not play enough. It was 17:42 and an assist for Joel Hanley in his first game. Hard to assess, right? But didn't cost them the game. Didn't look out of place. I don't know what the long-term fit is.
If he can play 17 minutes and not be a minus.
Yeah, if you can play 17.
We'll just take that, thanks.
You do think, though, as you start playing maybe a Colorado, who they will see, or I guess Carolina they'll see soon, and then next week Colorado and Vegas and Florida on Saturday. But
I agree with you, but they've played well against good teams. Yeah. So the problem I have is that all of this is awesome. I just...
You almost don't want it.
Yeah, I'm squinting to see it, and it's great. And I guess we should get over the fact that we want a higher draft pick and just go, well, we're this damn close. Mm-hmm. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. I don't know.
I don't either. I'm kind of with you. If it's still, it comes back to what are you doing with the goalie?
It does come back to what are you doing with the goalie? What's the goalie think? Does the goalie believe that they can make the playoffs and have a chance? How has any team ever dumped their two defensemen that their second pairing and
been able to maintain? Yeah, I don't think that's
top. Right. Like if you go through the list of things that they've subtracted out of their lineup, you always get pieces back, but they're typically not as good. So I don't know. It's a very confusing situation. I think for all of us that are watching, guys in the room, it's probably very simple. Go play. Mm-hmm. Hanley and even Gilbert, who didn't play much.
Yeah.
Shillington, go play.
You've been on those teams. This is not a shot. It kind of sounds like it, but you've been on a team, if not a death spiral, but you're playing out the string of games. Trade deadline comes and goes. You know you're not going to be a playoff team that year. It can't be a lot of fun, I don't think. How do you...
this team isn't that. You know what I mean? I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, this team's... But that's not what these guys are doing. They aren't death spiraling. Yeah. That's the difference.
10 wins in 14 games.
They were playing damn good hockey, right? Like you're expecting a death spiral. And with a death spiral, you go, well, April 18th, which is way too late for a season to finish.
Feels late, yeah.
But April 18th, where are we going after and what are we doing? That's what a death spiral looks like. Don't get hurt. I remember the one year we didn't make the playoffs in Florida. We played in Tampa Bay the last game, and it was like, tell you what, I am not going to take one in the teeth today. Like, out of the way. Sure.
Like, ruin my summer.
Yeah, no chance. Yeah. So that's what you get to. But that's not where these guys are. And I don't know. Do they really believe in their locker room? Is there a us versus the world mentality? I don't know what Husk has done, but he's done something.
And you've brought it up, and I defer to you on it. You've brought up Husk's name a lot. And I don't think it's a coincidence.
No way.
There's a lot of moving parts and emotions and guys in and out of that locker room.
And like I was saying, for those guys that are getting a chance to play, yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
Well, Shillington hasn't played forever. Well, yeah, he's going to play his ass off of his contract. The kids never played. Yeah, they're NHL. It's how Huska has handled the veteran guys and kept them engaged, like Kadri, Coleman, Backlund, Uyghur, Anderson, Markstrom, who, you know what I mean? Like,
it's not a tale of two teams.
Nope.
The veterans are as in. Coleman scores tonight. He loves score against your former team, but there is no differentiating between guys who are playing for contracts or looking to save a job or guys that have guaranteed money.
And it's easy for Huska to get the kids to play because the kids will want to play just because. Huska has somehow, now I think the kids have helped that. I think that's mostly Huska. Huska has got those guys bought into whatever he's selling. I don't know what his approach is. Like I said, it's us versus the world, which is always what everyone says.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing to get them to play in, but they're wanting to go play.
Yeah. And on one hand, it's, well, they're a team that's how good could the coach be? The team's not on the outside looking in, maybe not going to make the playoffs. I think he has. I think he's coached his ass off this year.
He's had good goaltending, great goaltending,
Yeah.
And he's pushed all the right buttons.
Yeah. Tight turn here. Quick break. We'll talk about the goalie next 2 minutes. We are well into the winter months now, and you can feel it, can't you? That urge to get away. Maybe some beach time to warm up those bones of yours. Maybe a hockey, sports kind of road trip. Well, when you pack your bags, make sure you don't forget Alberta Blue Cross. There's only one thing better than sharing memories, and that's making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross Travel Insurance protects your memories and more, wherever travel takes you. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. Alberta Blue Cross, celebrating life's memorable moments inspired by hockey.
Hey guys, it's Pinder. Chatting about Charm Diamond Centers. Did you know that Charm's been Canadian owned and operated since 1972? And there's over 85 locations coast to coast to coast with Charm and their sister brands. Get this now. You want to get something custom made? How about custom ring building delivered in less than 4 weeks? That's unreal. That is the Charm Masterpiece program, and they've got unbeatable pricing policies as well. Whether it's mine diamonds or Canadian lab-grown diamonds, check them out. For more information, go to charmdiamondcenters.com. That's charmdiamondcenters.com.
All right, gang, listen up. It's time to learn the pro pose. Coach?
Bend and snap.
Beautiful form. Nice arm extension. Facial expression. I could use some work. All right, let's see it. The pro pose. What's that guy doing?
I think that's the bend and snap.
That's a whole different deal. Charm, home of the pro pose. Oh!
Wendy's is letting you win real food with your fantasy teams this year and Daily Face-Off. For those of you who smoke the competition, Wendy's is rewarding you with weekly prizes that'll have you winning despite your lack of team-building skills. Download the Wendy's app and score yourself 150 bonus reward points on your first order. Grab a sweet victory from the mouth-watering jaws of defeat, along with some fresh, never-frozen beef. Sign up to play Daily Face-Off to win weekly prizes like the spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's and the Wendy's app.
And now back to Afterburner.
In this game as well, not to exclude him, another 2-point night for Jonathan Huberdeau, where you thought, could you get a point? There was that 10 or 15 games where you just couldn't find him. And credit where it's due. He's been better. Was there something with he and Lindholm? They couldn't get along on the ice. I don't know what it is. Kuzmenko again was part of the goal for Jacob Pelche, who had a birthday today. By the way.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jake.
JP.
Is that? Yeah, sure. So Huberdeau doing his best. It's you're contributing. It's never going to be $10 million worth, but
and I would say that you're right. Yeah, because it's 2 points, and I mean, I guess I remember the one kick back, and just kind of threw it through the front of the net.
Yeah,
got to share.
It's a bit of a horseshit luck pass.
Yeah,
but
he's putting up points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what he's at. I'm going to look it up, but we'll take it. There was a bleak period when it was like, you need to go.
Bleak is a great word.
You need to sit in the stands and maybe never come out.
Yeah, bleak is a good way to put it. We'll take a look here now at the road ahead. It's a presentation of Village Honda. It's as though Honda designed the CRV for Calgary and its unpredictable weather. No matter the conditions, the CRV sits atop the pack among compact SUVs. You'll feel confident behind the wheel of your CRV as Honda has included a plethora of driver safety features that come standard. It's your dealership for life, Northwest Auto Mall, Village Honda, and villagehonda.com. Here's what comes ahead on the road ahead for the Calgary Flames. They are in Florida. Saturday, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, they will face the Florida Panthers. Panthers lost tonight. I believe not that it really matters. Then it's Sunday at 3. This is a nasty turn here. It's great. You got your Friday, and they're not going to play on trade deadline day, but then a Saturday afternoon game, Sunday afternoon game in Carolina, fly all the way home, and then play Colorado at home on Tuesday.
That's it.
No practice, no skate. Just come home, sleep for a bit, and then it's game day against
Better that
Colorado.
it's a Sunday afternoon, though.
Yeah.
Than a Sunday night.
So that's how it is. The road trip, it's a 3-gamer. Saturday afternoon against the Panthers. Hurricanes on Sunday. Then back at home, they've got Colorado. And on Thursday, a week tonight, it's Noah Hannafin and the Vegas Golden Knights coming to town.
That'll be interesting.
It will
It'll
be.
a lovely montage.
Yeah, it has to be.
Got to be.
Yeah. Will he be booed like everybody else? Probably, eh?
I guess if you're kind of asked to leave,
Yeah.
you
They'll
probably
cheer. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Noah.
Hey,
Thank you.
Goodbye. Boo.
Boo. Typical American. Boo. That's the road ahead for Village Honda. Pre-owned as well. Huge selection. Over 90 units on site. Access to more than 500 more in the dealership group. It's why Village Honda should be. If it isn't, I know what you're doing. Your automotive destination in Calgary. They're worth the trip. VillageHonda.com. Now, the Flames make a trade tonight. It is, I guess, to be determined. There's a lot of these trades. What are the Flames getting? How do you characterize it? This feels like a minor league trade, but here is what got done between the Dallas Stars again and the Calgary Flames. Was this maybe part of a deal going back to the Tanev negotiations? Hard to say. Off to Dallas is Emilio Pettersson. He was the Flames' 6th-round pick in 2018. He'll be 24 coming up in April. Spent a couple years in Stockton, 2 years with the Wranglers, had 19 goals last year. I believe there's a lot of YouTube. He was one of those YouTube sensations when he was like 10 or 9 or 8. He was dynamo.
Who's that?
Emilio Pettersson.
Oh, God.
Didn't really...
I'm sorry. There's so much of that crap that
I
goes
know.
on, and it's a big deal. And it's like, are you kidding me? So
Yeah.
we're rating kids because of their likes.
Yeah, I think he's Norwegian. He's like the Norwegian Gretzky or something at the time.
Oh,
So
can I? Oh,
Dallas, very happy.
I'm going to say something though. What's one thing that all these guys that Connie's picking up have in common? Bite, efforts. Like I don't know these people personally, but they talk about the kid that they got from Dallas.
Yeah,
hard worker. This new kid,
yeah,
hardest worker in the room always. I think a lot of the trend that I'm seeing anyway, again, not knowing these people personally, but the word, the description you hear about most of the people the Flames are going and getting, hard worker.
Character guys, they care and have maybe slipped through the cracks a little bit. This now Riley Damiani is the player. He's a centerman. He was the AHL Rookie of the Year in 2021, and he was taken in the 5th round. He was actually selected 4 picks before Sharon Govich was, which is, I guess, interesting. Now, so is this a guy that's going to go to the Wranglers and be a guy, or is this a guy who was on track? And we can go and look at his numbers, I suppose. But still, he played 7 games in 21-22. This year, he's got 10 goals and 23 points in 53 games with the Texas Stars. This is a guy who plays center, and it's one of those, what happened? Did he get off track, or did Dallas draft really well and brought in some guys that were just legit? They were no doubt kind of prospects and guys that needed to play. We shall see, but I'm with you. Every one of these guys, they're beloved by their teammates. They've got some grit in their game. They're respected in their locker rooms, and there's some. Could there be more potential here to be untapped? Now, you'd rather have the other side. This guy is undeniable. He's been at the NHL level, never played in the American League. This guy is the real deal. Probably the better way to go. But if this is how it's going to be. And I'm not sure what Pettersson, they're both the same age. Damiani will be 24 on later this month. So it's not like he's old, but it's not a
kind of an hour and everything.
And again, hey, you couldn't be in a better spot.
That looks like you may have an opportunity.
You want to try and play in the National Hockey League, do you? Well, it looks like there could be some spots available. So that is the move. I said we're going to talk about the goalie for, I'll just get the numbers here for tonight for Jacob Markstrom. There were stretches there where he was not terribly busy. Markstrom 3 on 22. Shots were even, 22 apiece. Flames go 0 for 3 in the power play. The Lightning go 0 for 3. A couple posts in there as well, but Markstrom gets another victory. And we talked on the other show about it. You wish you knew what the offers were. And what we are hearing correct is, in fact, New Jersey stepping up to the extent that Darren Dreger kind of alluded to earlier today. Not to call Dreger a liar, but it's one thing to tell a reporter, hey, we're really stepping up. So, are you stepping up? So much of it is about currying favor. Look, we stepped up. You heard in the media that we stepped up for Markstrom. They didn't want to trade him. So there's a lot of this crap that goes on. And it would be, we could talk, they've been playing great, and it's been whatever, inspiring. It's been fun to watch. You tip your hat to the coach and everybody else. You don't absorb that kind of a loss.
A Markstrom loss?
Yeah.
That's next level.
He continues to be tremendous. But I guess you keep playing him here for the foreseeable future until it's either undeniably you're done.
You trade him or you
trade him.
Yes. I mean, 3 on 22 is not his typical numbers.
No, it's not.
Like whatever.
Yeah.
Got the win. The fact they won again makes it even more difficult to believe they're going to move him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. It's easy for us if you're thinking, let's retool this, to say, yeah, let's get him out of here and let's not worry about wins and let's actually drop in the standings. But as a player, ex-player, and a guy that's been in a room, you would be pissed off if they went and did that to you.
You'd be sour already, and you'd be disappointed with how it's been going. And then you go to this extent where you take he's been the MVP of the season. I don't know that it's necessarily close. Oh, right. I am not doing mouth to mouth. Just FYI. Little barn burner blonde, little Origin Brewing to the rescue. How's that, bud?
Oh,
yeah, that's pretty good.
Had that panicked look.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hit the ground here.
Yeah, well, that's what would happen in the room if they traded Markstrom. Guys they'd be aghast. They'd be choking and spitting and beside themselves.
It was an example.
They what? Some spit takes. Feels like a huge deal. We talked about it. If it's not my money, I can say eat half of Markstrom's money for eat $2.5 million or whatever, like eat $3 million. I can say that it's not my money. But to your point, it's another win, which keeps, if they're in the hunt, they were in the hunt before this game, then they remain in the hunt now because it's another 2
They're
points.
still in the hunt. And what you have to remind yourself of is that just because he doesn't get traded tomorrow doesn't mean he's not going to get traded in the season.
Yeah.
Right. You still have the opportunity to move him. So you can keep him, take a stab at the playoffs, see what happens, do your drafting, blah, 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 and start next year off with more picks because you traded him then. Like, I think they have a hard time. If they don't move him tonight, tomorrow, I have a hard time seeing him here to start next year.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm crazy.
The other part of it is too, and I think we talked about it on the other show. We now know what the return is for all these guys. What are you getting for Lindholm? What do you get? All these guys, they're all gone now. And nowhere in that mix are regular NHLers today. Maybe you get a top 9 centerman. Maybe you get a scoring winger. Maybe you get a defenseman that can play in your top 4. They didn't get any of that.
No.
Which would, again, suggest that they've been playing great, but they don't look poised to be particularly strong next year. So what are they? What does he want? I forget who I was talking to, and they said, if you look at Swedes, guys are terribly loyal. Nicholas Lidstrom never moved. Matt Sunday didn't want to move. Finally, okay, Toronto, I'll move or whatever. I don't know how he feels about it. Does he want to stay here? Does he want to? He waved, but
it didn't.
Was it get me out of here, or was it okay? Was it begrudgingly?
Like me, sure.
Yeah. Say, hey, he said he would move. Oh, we don't know what the emotions behind that decision were.
I would guess, and I had no idea this was true. I heard rumblings about it for the last couple of days that he's got a good relationship with Green.
Guess.
Maybe that's a big part of it?
Travis Green, now the head coach interim of the New Jersey Devils after Lindy Ruff got fired. There's enough reason. Now New Jersey wins tonight, so that's all on one hand. Hey, they've got the goalie got to win, but the team got to win, and they're staying there. They're still in it. It feels like a massive trade to get done before tomorrow. But
it does, but that doesn't mean there hasn't been things being worked on.
But it's a trade that sounds like it was almost done. The framework of the deal was kind of done, and then somewhere along the way, whether it was salary retention or whatever, that it went sideways. It would be hard to watch him leave with how good he's been playing. And it's interesting because we just spent a week or more talking about Kiprasov and just how no matter what, you slept easy at night when it came to your goaltending. You didn't worry about it. You felt great about it. Any given night, you went into a game and felt we could win tonight because of that guy. Yep. And that's kind of where the Flames are at right now. There's pieces that have been moving around, but if 25's in the net, they got a shot. They could win tonight, which is, I guess, what gives people hope that if you can get into the playoffs, it's the same thing.
It is. It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
But getting into the playoffs is an achievement. And if your ownership and management, you've watched this team battle this hard, do you feel any obligation? That's the word.
Yeah.
To allow them to finish it out, have a stab at it, take a shot.
Because even if Conroy you can go into that room and say, guys, it's business. We could not lose these guys for nothing. The guys that are here, I'm going to do what I can to help you. Right. Yeah. That you, even as upset as you might be to see Tanev and Hannafin go, guys know what they had to do. You had to get something.
You knew that was coming.
You tried to sign both of them, and I don't know how it necessarily went with Tanev. Maybe he comes back. I don't know. But even if you're disappointed, you have to understand in the room that those are UFAs that they couldn't lose for nothing. We'll move it a little bit here. We'll get to some Hungry for More. It's a presentation of DoorDash. Of course, with DoorDash, you get that app on your phone, and then you start to scan. What do I feel like tonight? Restaurants, groceries, pharmacies, bakeries, flower shops, and more. It's all there on the app. Ordering's easy. And for a limited time, you will get 25% off and zero delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter promo code NATION25, NATION25. And Hungry for More. Is there something that sticks out to you that you'd be particularly hungry for more of?
I mean, it's been a tough go.
Yeah.
Birthday, score a goal. Let's have more of it. Like, we got to figure out what he is too.
Yeah.
I think he is going to be a player, but he's 23 now and is basically just dipping his toes into the water. Like, let's have a go here.
It was coming back from injury, all of that. Then he missed a couple games and you feared the jump goal, but a big goal for him is, he's had a birthday. Playing on a line with Kadri and Kuzmenko, we've said that too. When he's come in before, don't play him on the fourth line.
No.
It's not if he's going to be an effective NHLer, it's not going to be where he's going.
Yeah, that happens, but I think it was the guy running the bench that did that to a lot of kids.
Maybe. What number? What number was he? Yeah, there was that. Now we were kind of in and out. We long story.
Technical.
Were you able to kind of pick up much on Coronado?
Not a ton, but no, I wouldn't say so.
Yeah.
No.
Around it.
Yeah.
Give him time. It's another one of those things where maybe he didn't flash for you in one game or two games. It's going to happen. Had him on a line with Sharangovich and Huberdeau. It sounds like kind of a cop-out, but I know the game, forget either way, was working with Cammie. And I had said for Sharangovich, when he was those points had gone away, he was playing at center. You give the guy credit. Look at all these points I'm getting. Look at how good I am. Now you move to center and the points dry up. You don't generally get the benefit of the doubt at the end of the year. Well, here are the point totals. Yeah, but I moved to center and I had to take on different responsibilities. His shot has proven to be so good. It was just keep shooting, shoot the puck. And now he's got 5 goals and 2 assists in his last 4 games. He's up to 25. just keep shooting. Because I think having never played, but I would think if you're out of position playing at center, what's the first thing? I got to be on the puck and I got to distribute. I got to pass it. I got to pass it to it's kind of like when Monahan and Gaudreau were together. Monahan was a center, but he was a shooter.
Yeah,
he was a guy. So. Don't be afraid to shoot the puck. Don't worry. You can get the puck to Johnny, but chances are Johnny's going to be giving it back to you. Right there, it's Huberdeau's the preferred playmaker, I would think, on that line. And Sharangovich is happy to shoot it, and he can do it. 25. Well, I'm hungry for him to get to 30.
Yeah. He's got the chance to do it. He's playing great. So
yeah, and I said it the other day, if you kind of evaluate a trade by one team shortly after would be very much willing to undo it, that tells you who won that trade. If Sharangovich can be the 30-goal guy out of that pairing, and you got the third rounder,
younger,
it's a hell of a deal. Hell of a deal. He's a great player. Sharangovich, keep shooting. Hungry for more? With Double Dash on DoorDash, you can order from multiple restaurants or stores in the same delivery without additional delivery fees. Everyone gets what they want and what they need. And yes, there it is. Nation25 is the promo code. That will get you 25% off and 0 delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more. We'll get into some questions. If you're on the YouTube, if you're on the Facebooks, or wherever you're taking it in tonight, fire some questions into the comments and we will get to them next 2 minutes. Greta, it's our home away from home for Afterburner. We'll be there for live watch parties throughout the season. Should be your spot regardless. Before, during, and after the game, grab a cocktail, something from the menu, let the games begin, or maybe you get into the game yourself. Over 50 arcade games from vintage to state-of-the-art. Load up some credits on that Greta game card of yours and get at it. Greta Calgary, located at 213 10th Avenue Southwest. Check them out online, gretabar.com.
You know the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino is the go-to place to watch Flames and other televised sports action, but St. Patrick's Day is coming, and get ready for a St. Patrick's extravaganza like no other. Join us on March 17th for a day filled with fun and festivities. Kick off the celebrations with our exciting slot tournament. Registration at 2, tournament begins at 3. You can test your luck and win amazing prizes. Don't miss their Irish-themed lunch buffet from 11 until 2:30 and their Irish-themed dinner buffet from 5 until 10 p.m. Then get ready to dance and sing along to live music from 8 till midnight. The talented Morrissey's Private Stock is all lined up to keep the party going all night long. And of course, what's St. Patrick's Day without some green beer? Raise a glass and toast to the luck of the Irish. Mark your calendars and join us for a day filled with Irish charm and entertainment. See you on March 17th at the Grey Eagle. If you're thinking of buying or selling your home in the Calgary area, there's one guy you've got to talk to. That's Derek Newman of the Derek Newman Real Estate Group with CIR Realty. Buying or selling doesn't really matter. Derek does it all. He's a volunteer in the community, active in sports around the city, whether it's golf, curling, huge Flames fan. So talking sports or talking about the real estate market, definitely give him a shout. He's approachable, trustworthy, and hardworking. Also, Derek's got a pretty vast network. He's even got access to some homes often that aren't even on the market yet. And you can ask him about his complimentary home staging consultation as well. Buying or selling, call him or text him right now at 403-619-6661. Derek will make it easy for you. Get Derek and his network to work for you. That's Derek Newman. Email him at dnewman@cirrealty.ca. More post-game reaction right here. We're back on Afterburner.
Just taking a look at some of the ice times here. We mentioned for Pahal, 21 minutes, 22 seconds of ice. For Shillington, 20-30. So Pahal actually with a smidge more there than Shillington. And for Uyghur and Rasmus, both over the 26 mark. Anderson 26-14, Uyghur 26-45. And get used to it. Would seem to be probably the message there. I would guess they're going to want, based on what we're Daniel Miramanov. If that again, there's so many new names. I'm like you. I'm just blending them all together. I think they want to get him in and get a look at him and let him display what he has to show. But it's a lot of ice. 26, and we knew it was coming, and I don't know that there's any reason to think that that's going to go down anytime soon. If
I don't think so. But I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
it's hard to say. I'm sure you're like you just said, they're going to want to get those guys in there.
Yeah.
But if they're still trying to win, you're not going to forsake.
Yeah, 25, 26 a night. Markstrom's going to play a bunch. It's going to be very much
until it becomes we can't do it and we're eliminated. Then you don't. You're right. Then you can try put out the training wheels and test the new guys.
Vegas is down 2-0 to Vancouver currently. Nashville is beating Buffalo by a score of 4-2. So Flames get a win. Can't gain ground on Nashville.
Can you imagine if they gained ground on Vegas though?
Yeah. Well, with the
I'm actually serious. Like, is there a chance that the Vegas hangover, and they have had some injuries, and even though they've got a better lineup on paper, you might say, what are they up on the Flames? They're in the same spot as Nashville now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like coming into the night, 73 points, both of them. Nashville has played one more game, but tied, and the Flames 6 back with 6. I think this is updated now, so 6 points back. Again, me and numbers, it's hard.
It's very difficult.
But Nashville, they went on that. Remember, they couldn't go and see poor Bono and U2, and then they rattled off 5 on the road, and they've just kept it going for the most part. 8-1-1 in their last 10 games, and they have been. They're not trading UC Saros anytime soon.
No,
that ain't happening. In case you were wondering, so we can get to some of your questions, some burning questions if you'd like. This from Dougie. How you doing, Dougie? Small sample, but can we dream of Sharangovich being our number 1 center?
Well, if that sample plays out, yes, 100%. That's exactly what you'd want.
And if not number 1, if he wants to be a center, then that makes your life a whole lot easier.
Yeah, that's just it. I mean, in today's world, maybe he doesn't have to be the bona fide number 1 driver of every situation, but he's playing damn good.
Yeah, he is playing well.
There's no reason he can't.
Yeah.
He is a center, and he's having a lot of success.
Yeah. Curious how he feels about it. If you could put the truth serum into it, do you hate it?
I would think that if you're playing that well, you don't hate anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially now if you can mix in some points. There's maybe you get him away from the rink, and I haven't scored in 10 games. So I mean, it's great, but no, he's 7 in his last 4. So I would think if he can be a center, that's also kind of found money. A lot of people wondering if Pinder is still frozen. We had the Pinder freeze.
We had a lot go on this morning.
Yeah, I actually, and you missed that part because he froze. He went to fix it and actually shut the whole show down. And then we got started up again, and then he froze again. And so I don't know. He's not here. And when he froze, he was sitting in that chair. So he must have, maybe it's like a weekend at Bernie's thing where somebody came in and trucked them off. More questions, I suppose, as we get through it. Oh, John's got a big one. We said the Flames are a bubble team with Markstrom playing amazing hockey, but we were a bubble team last year when Markstrom was terrible. Why do we think goaltending is keeping us from tanking? I just...
We can be proven wrong.
I mean,
the team, you can't question Markstrom's play.
You just watch the games. Yeah,
he has won you a bunch of points. That's why we say he's kept us from tanking. I think last year was a different story.
Yeah, this has been, and it's weird because I feel like the team has played better. From just to watch them, they played a more entertaining brand. They've still lost some awful games to teams they shouldn't have.
They've had shitty outings. Don't forget, last year, what happened was Winnipeg decided to soil themselves.
Yeah.
They were in first place in January, and they barely got in the playoffs. The only reason the Flames were even still close to making it wasn't based on them playing well. It was based on Winnipeg playing worse.
Yeah.
Like they dropped and continued to drop and never Anyway, they still made it in the Flames, but the Flames are playing well this year and they're trying to battle to get in there. Markstrom is, I would have to go back and look, but it's got to be 10,
No, he's
15 points the Flames have, and they're based on his play.
Yeah, he has been undeniable. And I think it was Darren Hayes. Somebody had it on Twitter/X today that last year at this kind of game mark, the same number of points. So the goalie was way worse this year. He's way better. The team is way worse. That was better. It's the same, which I think is probably why fans get frustrated, because it does feel like it's the same stuff every year.
Well, and that
You're
is
staying right there.
And it's weird because the expectations last year were much higher and they're lower, and we're happy with where they are this year. Last year we didn't like it. It's anyway. And the shitty part is that's probably where they're going to end up again.
Yeah.
Real close.
Not too low to get into that
excited
lottery.
for
Yeah, exactly. And not close enough to get in. That was a very wordy question. That was very deep. It was a very deep question just from Peter. Is there a 0 chance Rasmus moves, and do they ever entertain moving Kadri?
I think they would entertain moving Kadri. I think what I've been told is it's extremely difficult.
Yeah.
I think they would move Kadri. I think that probably Conroy can look at it and go, he's been great, but if I can get rid of him, I will.
If he was this age, playing this way right now, and he was a UFA, they'd be lining up at your door.
Yes.
They would be lining up to get this guy. But because he is signed for 5 years, it's just it's hard. It's hard to imagine that a team would,
even though team would go sign.
Yeah, they would sign him right now. They would sign him. Those last few years are going to be tricky.
And I don't think there's any interest in moving Rasmus Anderson.
Not for me.
Nope.
No, not for me. I still think that he's
young enough, can play lots of minutes, has a good personality, doesn't complain about being here, from what I've been told.
Yeah, feels like a
you
leader.
have to have NHLers on your team.
He was the one guy. If you were, when we were having the whole do you sign Hanifin conversation, if it was going to keep you from signing Rasmus Anderson potentially down the road, then I'm cooling considerably on a Hanifin extension. I just think that Anderson I think he's a leader. I think he's captain material. I think he was even before Backlund got the C. I think he's a big part of this team now and moving forward. What else we got? Peter, did the Flames need to get rid of the guys who didn't want to be there? Were they more of a problem than we realized?
I don't know if they're a problem, but anytime there's a guy that doesn't want to be on your team, get him the hell out of there. Always. Yeah. Always and every time. It's just an odd feel. Everyone's not pulling on the rope together. You can't.
Even if their play on the ice is. Yeah.
I don't want to be there. Gone. Get out of here. Yeah. That's fine. You don't want. It should just be your rule.
Yeah.
Every GM's rule. Doesn't want to be here. Can't be here. Got to go.
Yeah.
Guys that want to be here, work together and play together.
And you know what's happened. I'm not saying that you specifically know, but there would be prideful, competitive guys that would have to have marched into a GM office and say, listen, if he doesn't want to be here, get them the F out. Don't want him in here. Even though if he's not toxic, still playing well, it would just rub you the wrong way.
There's been times I can honestly remember being it was Toronto, and we had a guy that didn't want to go pick up puck in our end. And I'm like, if he doesn't want to, I yelled at it. If he doesn't want to play, we'll play. It's okay. We got guys.
Yeah.
Like you don't want it around.
Yeah.
You don't want it around.
And if we sat here, and you brought it up probably more than anybody else with Lindholm specifically, that if we can see that through the body language that he's not wanting to be there or that he's not happy, then what's behind closed doors, on the plane, at the hotel, at the dinners, all of that, you'd be sick of watching it.
Yeah.
And if you've got any pride for the jersey at all, you'd be,
you want guys that want to be on your team and playing for your city and for your colors and all, whatever, however you want to describe it. You need guys that want to be there.
Next question. Masked Man. Did Nashville set the trend last year? They brought youth into the lineup. Flames have been doing it all year, and it's been amped with these trades. I smell playoffs. I don't think it's a trend. I think that it's worked out for Nashville, and it's working out somewhat for the Flames.
But you got to remember, and it's not a shot, but Daryl Sutter's approach was veteran. I want cup guys. I want old guys. I'll trust my old guys, and I'll go to the I'll go out of the league for them.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these kids should have been playing last year.
Yeah,
they might have. The team might have been better. Probably would have been better.
And
but
I
they
don't
were
know if
trotting out a bunch of guys that I don't care who was here last year. Lucic was here, wasn't he?
Lucic was here.
Trevor Lewis.
Like
there was who else was on that fourth?
Nick Ritchie was here.
Like, what are we talking about? Of course we're better this year.
Yeah.
Those guys couldn't play.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's, I mean, Nashville, I think it's also dependent on how good the kids are. You can bring a lot of young guys in, but if they can't compete and play, then it's kind of nulls the point. Zary was very good when he came in. Pospisil made an impact. You see that with Pelche if he can be healthy. You look at what Dallas did when Robertson came in and Wyatt Johnston came in. And now you can bring in other guys like Stankoven and he's going to play because they're playing very well. So I think it still comes back to how good are these kids, but certainly way more of a youth movement with Huska at the controls.
100%.
Yeah.
And maybe that extra year in the minors helped. Maybe Daryl helped in a way.
Maybe,
but you know what I mean? Now I'm searching, but
well,
it's
he would
a different approach Huska has and Conroy have than Tree and than Daryl last year.
Yeah. They had 2 Richies last year. Sorry, I apologize again. How much does the new stadium coming along play into roster moves over the next 3 to 5 years?
Doesn't come into my.
It's great
at all.
And you can throw it out there, I guess. It feels like a July 1 thing if you're trying to get a free agent, or I guess anytime you're trying to lock somebody up. We got a new building coming. Okay. They haven't put a shovel in the ground yet, but it's coming. It just feels like that's.
If you can't touch it and see it, it's irrelevant. And I don't think you run your team based on a rink.
Yeah.
Like, do you think Conroy has had one discussion with any guy he's traded for and has said, "Oh, we got a new rink coming"?
Mm-hmm.
No. Welcome to the team. Look forward to getting to know you.
If it's next year, then maybe you're talking about how great. Come to town. We'll give you a tour of the new building.
Yeah.
They're a ways away from that. But it's not a bad thing. But I don't know we're at a point where it would be a bargaining chip in trying to get a guy signed.
The other thing you have to remember that if you go around the league, most of the buildings are top shelf. We're the only one that people are like, don't want to play in that barn very badly. Probably Carolina's rink is a little bit shitty, and it's not shitty. I've never been in the Hurricane side of things, but go around. Buffalo's rink would be one of the older ones, mid-90s.
Yeah, I don't know who
they spent millions into fixing it up.
Madison Square Garden. Yeah, but they put billions into that place.
Billions.
Everything is brand new at Madison Square Garden. So yeah.
I don't honestly, what rink would you? There's not a rink out there.
Yeah, San Jose, I guess, would be getting older by now just because it was there when they came in.
Yeah.
So that would be aging, I guess, a little bit.
Anyway,
that's.
I can say this too. Maybe it's all changed, but when you were signing contracts back in the day, you really didn't put a lot of thought. Well, what's the rink like?
Yeah.
Do we have a cold tub?
Yeah.
Like
how's the ice? Is the ice cold?
Right.
Good. All right. Yeah. Moving on. Caleb, do you think Calgary going to do more trades tomorrow? Just tuning in. Well, Caleb, it's hard to say. And again, if you just happen to be tuning in, they made a deal tonight. They've traded Emilio Pettersson, who has been a AHL. He has not played in the NHL at all for the Flames. So he has gone to Dallas in exchange for Riley Damiani. Not sure if I'm saying that right. He was the AHL Rookie of the Year in 2021. He's a center. He's 23. He'll soon be 24 years of age, taken in the same draft as Sharon Govich in the 5th round. He was taken 4 picks before Sharon Govich. So he's got 7 NHL games under his belt, but it's another one of those deals that it doesn't happen just to make a deal. And I don't know if both sides see something, or is this
it feels like a secondary deal, but time will tell.
Yeah, it kind of does. I don't know how these deals get done. I always wonder the minor league deals.
Yeah, why are you
So here's,
But I still go back to what we talked about was most of the guys Conroy's getting. It's about character and effort
and the hope that a fresh start can bring back some of the promise that they showed a few years earlier. So that's a deal that's been done. Now, what do they do? Feels like that might be the type of deal that does get done, is kind of a lesser type of a deal. Maybe it's somebody.
I think it all goes back to what do the other teams want? Like, are they looking at the Flames going, is Kadri a want? He's played really good.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there a team that's going, you know what? This could put us over the hump.
This is not a team with a lot of untouchables.
No.
This is
We talk about Mangiapane all the time. Is he I don't know.
No, I don't think you wouldn't want to move Zeri, but he's not untouchable.
Nobody's untouchable.
No one's untouchable here on this team for sure. I would hope that Conroy will be sitting there tomorrow, and I'm sure he will be, saying if there's anyone that needs a broker, we can take on some money for a potential pick, or we can be here to take if there's a player that you need to dish and it sends a pick our way, we are open for business. I don't know how easy or likely that is, but I would think that we see it happen. It does happen. So maybe there's an opportunity for them tomorrow.
Never know.
Next. Do the players truly believe they could make the playoffs despite all the recent trades, player movement? We've talked about
they believe it.
We've talked about this before. That I could never be a player because of my limited skill, but also my way of thinking. You've talked about when you believe, players believe. If we're winning, yeah, we're winning. We're going to win this. And they've won 10 of 14. Yeah. They're the ones on the ice winning. They're feeling the victories. They're getting the successes. So yeah, I think that they do. They're probably saying, let's get another one. Florida lost tonight.
Screw you, Florida.
We'll beat them too. Carolina, go in there and beat them.
And there's something to be said about not getting too far ahead of yourself. Play the next game.
Yeah.
If they're excited about going to the rink and having fun and they're working their ass off and having success, they don't need to worry about, are we going to make the playoffs?
There's a lot of guys feeling good in that room tonight,
who
right?
do we play next?
Yeah.
Florida. I can't wait.
Awesome.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
What a challenge. Let's go play.
Yeah. What are we doing tomorrow? We golfing tomorrow? What's up tomorrow?
So they're probably not sitting back looking at the stats like we do going, I don't know. They're going to have to place it. It's playoffs.
Yeah.
Win the next game. That's what you're worried about. Real easy.
Next one is, I think that's the one right there. Can we talk about Dryden Hunt not sucking? He's been great. I wouldn't say he's been great.
I feel like this is a difference of opinion.
I think this is going back to the other show. I think this is trolling.
Oh,
perhaps. But maybe not. Sorry, Sam. I'm not. I think he's been just okay. He gets a goal tonight. He scored against the Oilers? I mean, he scored. So that's better than not scoring. But again, I think he's 28 years old. He's
not driving anything.
No, I think that he's not hurting them.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's been great. I think Sharon Govich has been great. Markstrom has been great. There have been other guys on given nights. I think that Dryden Hunt's gone in and has gotten some.
Dryden's doing the best at being the best.
He's doing the best he can.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's doing the best he can. There you go. Maybe it's not trolling. That's not fair.
It's fine.
Assume that. Pinder love. From Ken. Hey, Rhett, you played on a team that had 2 stars and the rest were grinders. Do you see any similarities with this group?
Yeah. Goaltending.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the biggest thing, right? You have good goaltending, you believe you can win. I do think that this group believes in their coach, which I think teams that win have to do that, have to buy into what the coach is selling. I think that these guys have that. I still think that this team is more talented than any of the teams that the one you're referring to, the Kipper Iginla era.
I was going to say the 2 stars. I don't know who, if Markstrom is the Kipper, who's the Iggy?
Yeah.
Who's the replacement?
Completely different era of hockey too. So it's hard to compare, but there are similarities in the fact that it's not and if you actually, Now that I think about it, there aren't similarities. This team is better than that team. When you look at it, Kadri, Goldman, Backlund, like you've got way more names than that team had.
Yeah, I guess so. You're right, though. It's such a different game. If you'd have had players with that have this kind of these points, then yeah, it would have been a different team. But it was about.
But I think the biggest thing you're trying to get to is it's a belief thing.
Yeah, I know what he's saying.
I think that's the similarity. You have good goaltending, and you like the guys you're playing with, and you believe you can win, and that's okay. Well, then you're going to go for it.
No one thought they would do much in the playoffs, and they did. Now, were you guys this far out?
No.
In early March?
No.
I don't think you were.
No.
You were very much in that chunk of games, in that chunk of the standings.
Yeah.
Question: how do you guys feel about Walker Duehr? Are we just going to send him down when Zary is back?
I'm not. I was actually watching him tonight, and he had a couple chances, but his energy level doesn't feel the same as last year.
It's not coming as easy for sure.
No, it's not banging into guys, and maybe it was because the team last year was so slow he could stand out. Now this team's got a little more speed and energy itself. So but I'm not upset with his play, but I wouldn't. He's making it easy to send him down.
And the other thing is too, we don't really know how long Zary will be out. Not that changes anything, but maybe by the time Zary's ready to come back, there's something else that has taken place. Because right now everyone's in. Coronado, Kuzmenko, Pelche, they're all there. You're not. Hunt is playing. I mean, if you trade another guy, then there's really some room. But then you're probably the one that is more immediate is when Pospisil comes back, because he'll be eligible in 2 more games. So then how do you flop him in? We'll go to the earlier question. I'm not bringing him on. He cannot come on no, you don't get to just come on. No, fuck off.
What? I wanted to see if Rhett's okay. Is he still coughing?
No, I'm
goodbye.
I overcame it.
Question from Monty. Would the Flames move one of the first rounders for a young centerman?
I think the Flames would move someone. The questions are always, it's a good question, but they're so vague because you don't, which young centerman? Or who?
Yeah, I know.
Who?
Of course they would. Yeah. If there's a young star centerman available, I don't know what the scenario would be, why someone would trade their really good centerman for a first round pick. But I think what we're going to find out is when all of these picks come in, that they will be trading. They already have a glut of wingers, and they have a lot of guys that there's last year's class and the year before that are going to emerge and come through. And then who are they going to usurp for spots? But yeah, I think that at some point, whether it is packaging picks to move up or to package picks to just get a warm body, then yeah, it would probably make sense. So yes. The answer. I feel bad now.
Do you?
What the fuck's he coming in for?
Well, if he wants to be on, he could.
Hey, you guys. Hey, so Boomer, you and Rhett gonna do? Yeah, okay. So then he comes on. What the hell? What are you?
It's not an issue you're gonna run into with me
or me. If I'm not doing it,
you were texting him the other day.
But that was. I mean, I hadn't watched the game, and I was on at the end of the show. I was skimming through the old social media. What do you think he needs to talk about?
Well, he just needs to be seen.
He just needs to talk.
Yes, it has nothing to do with anything important.
Not a question. I just want to say hi, Dean. Fuck, beat it. This fucking guy. If I'm not getting paid to talk to Pinder, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Like Tuesday night, had to go out, and he was there, and was by the end of the night was starting to go full Pinder.
Starting to Pinder up.
He was Pindering a bit. Was starting to come out. We didn't see high kicks, but everything else. Starts singing Chantilly Lace. He thinks he's the big bopper. He's a big
Yeah, he's a real
karaoke guy.
Yeah, he's a swooner, a croner, and
Yeah. So Flames win by a score of 6-3. Another win for Markstrom. A big night for Sharon Govich. He's got 25, a career high, 1 point away from a career high for points. And they now move on and play the Florida Panthers. Tomorrow is trade deadline day. Will we be going extra? Are we going long tomorrow?
we're not going too long because I finally booked a flight now that all the trades.
Did you?
$50 if he shaves a skullet.
It isn't a skullet. No, Pinder's. If he shaves a skullet, me a skullet. Don't you need long hair at the back to have a
I
skullet?
feel like you do.
Come on, Peter. You're better than that.
Pick it up.
Don't go too long. Support Frank. Yeah, Frank will be doing his thing. That was the other thing. I already got the heads up from Frank. Hey,
Not a chance.
I'm taking time off next week. I got to take some time off. So soft.
What do you think they do?
I have been sitting here and texting people there's hours texting.
As opposed to other days when he's out at the gym and running around and taking
My
hiking.
my thumbs need a rest. I am just exhausted. He didn't say anything about his jacket, so whatever. Well, that's got me. So are you on the show tomorrow?
I'll be on the show.
All right.
I'll be on the show, but I'm not staying. Well, I can stay a little bit late if there's something to talk about. There's been many a trade deadline day where it's crickets.
Yeah.
There's been a fair bit of action so far.
And then you get the old, hey, now, just because the deadlines, could be a backlog of deals as they get them through the registry. So just because there may be something coming, and then so I guess that's it. All the trades are going through central registry. Okay, great. Yeah, fair enough. I just know for me, not that anyone was asking, I sure don't feel like there's a big deal. I don't think it's a Markstrom thing. I don't think we're going to see Mangiapane go.
I don't think it's going to be driven by Conroy, is what I think.
Yeah.
If something happens, it's because someone has come to the Flames and to Conroy and said, you know what? I don't want to wait around. Let's get this shit done. I don't think it's Conroy reaching out, sniffing around. I think it's other teams phoning him.
There's not much. What's to phone Conroy unless you really have keyed in on, like Pinder was talked about, is Mangiapane a fallback if you don't get
maybe
Gensel? Like, I don't think so. I think you're kind of nowhere near the same player, but we'll be here. And if it's not us, then it's Seravalli with Daily Faceoff. He'll be doing his thing, but we'll be here. And I think it's fair to say that if it is warranted, we will hang around. We do love doing very little on Fridays, though. I don't do meetings on Fridays.
Friday's Hawaiian.
It's Hawaiian shirt day. So, if you want to wear a Hawaiian shirt, jeans. Should I have let Pinder in?
No, let's go. We're done. I don't want to hear from this guy. People are all worried about him. He doesn't care about us.
Everyone's worried about, why'd you all boomers?
I'm sure he had great insight. We really miss. He would, and if he does, guess what? He gets the opportunity to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tell us all about it.
Talk. He was on for 3 hours last night.
Yeah.
When's it enough? It's enough for us. That'll do it. We'll see you tomorrow. That's Afterburner, buddies. See ya.